Hello. Right, now there's more than me watching. I'll switch to the game. How are you? Thanks for popping in. It's my daily attempt to raise a bit more money, raise some awareness as well for young lives versus cancer, which always sounds horrible when I say it, but it is what it is. I can't. That's why we're raising money for it, because it's a pretty hideous disease. So, and they've gone. Well, you don't have to give us any money. Anyway, look, you're going to be watching this in the future, and I'm sure there's more of you coming soon. So, as you can see over here, I'm playing Destiny 2 on Stadia, and hopefully you can hear me okay, not too loud. The game's not too loud. What I am doing is, my main character, my normal character, is the hunter. Although I'm perfectly happy playing pretty much with any of them. And I was watching a video this morning, and some guy was showing an amazing build for a Titan, which I thought I would apply to my character. So that's what I've been doing, and it's pretty darn good. So my Warlock and my Titan are really only this advanced because I gift them things. I pass them over stuff from my hunter. So let's go and get into the Titan. We've got a quest that we need to do, I think, which is, if I remember rightly, down on the moon or on the tower. I forget. Let's have a look. Ah, there it is. Okay. Forging Iron, Courtyard, the Last City. No, that's Iron Banner. That's not Nutton. That's not Nutton. Trespasser Catalyst. Oh yeah, of course, because it's a new character, I've got all that stuff to build up. But that's all good. I'm not worried about that. Let's have a look. Where was this new quest that I spotted? So we've got to do the dungeon, but that needs 2 more folk, and decent folk at that. We have got to go down on the Leviathan and finish that one off, and that as well. So that's what we're going to do. Let me see, we're almost up to level 9 on the old battle pass. Savathun, what's Savathun after them? I don't think I've done Savathun with this character, which is why it's wanting me to do that, but we won't bother with that. We're going to go over here instead. We're not going to do the dungeon just yet either. Do do be do boo be do be do be do be do be do. 1580. Ouch. A little bit low for me. Anyway, we'll be alright. It's all good. Hope you're having a good Sunday. It's Sunday for most of us now, I believe. I think we've all woken up into a Sunday. It's coming up to about 17:08 for me. It's just almost 10 minutes past 5. D. Alright then. What have we got on this character? Pulse rifle. Actually, I wanted to have a look at this pulse rifle and change that to... it is full auto. Okay, good. That's full auto. What about this one? What have we got on this one? Backup mag. Alright, okay. Backup mag it is then. Let's get stuck in. There's a little bit of a thingy bob going on here, the big old public event. Now, oops. I rarely play with anything but my hunter, so it's interesting to give this one a run through, but with this amazing new build that I've got, everything just melts, as you can see. Ooh. Not proving a particularly popular stream, this one, so far, but it is a Sunday morning for everyone in America, and that either means a lie-in or church. So I shall rest my voice until there's someone else in the on the channel watching, just to get used to the Titan again with the jumping and everything else. I usually prefer the Warlock because I prefer the Hunter, but I prefer the Warlock over the Titan because I like the fact that the jump on the Warlock is a full arc, whereas there's a drop-off on the Titan before it completes the arc, and so it just requires a bit more thought before you land or end up going where you want to go. This could be a good build. I'm also using a tractor cannon. Don't laugh, this was also suggested as an absolutely awesome weapon, particularly for the new duality dungeon, which I will be doing at some point, hopefully this week. I have, as those of you who follow me know, I'm off to hospital tomorrow, so I'm not sure how the operation may affect me, so got to be a little bit. Ewan, how are you? You did not say that. Okay, I won't say it again. Yeah, I'm guessing you're referring to the Ark of the Titan. It's a film, isn't it? It's all good. I was just explaining to myself, Ewan, before you turned up and became my first viewer. Thank you very much. That I'm experimenting with a build that I picked up from some YouTuber guy that I watched this morning, using the new solar, and I have to say it was pretty accurate. It's fairly deadly. You don't need to laugh, pal. I tell you where I do struggle though with the Titan is the shield. You know, the super with the shield and all that stuff. I never know what to do with that. Yay! Let's get some heavy, boys. Anyway, I'm leveling it up, which means having to go back to the beginning of Witch Queen. No, not Witch Queen. Season of the Haunted. Which is all good. I don't mind. Looks like we're right towards the end anyway. Right. Hope you're well, my friend. Hope you're enjoying your Sunday. I'm just trying to think, for you, it's a fair ways into the early evening now, isn't it? I think, what, you 2 or 3 hours ahead of me? So it's 5, just gone 5 here. Punch-a-doodie. That's the only thing Titans are good for. No point having any weapons, just pop around the map and punch stuff. To be honest, I'm using the same low cooldowns build. Yeah, I maybe from this I was using on Void. Oh, okay. I know you had a really killer Void build, which I never got from you. I never got the recipe, but this guy gives an equally killer solar build, in the sense that the hammers just keep, well, as long as you keep picking them up, you get what you call them, bubbly things, those dudes. They give you health and all sorts of stuff. I don't know. Right, let me deposit this puppy. Or do I throw it? No, I have to deposit it, don't I? Where am I going to put you? So where are we? 545, £545 out of 1,000. Not bad for 4 or 5 days' work. And my only concern is that being away for the next few days because of the old operation, but it's all going to go a bit static. But we've got the rest of the month to pick up the rest. Yeah, it's Elemental Well build, I think. Something like that. I mean, to be honest, I don't know. I may have just tripped over it anyway without having it explained, but it seems to work okay. Where's it gone? I hate it when you use your super and then the dude disappears. How is the audio for you, Ewan? Is the mix okay? Neither of us, one is too loud over the other? Question mark. Because I can't get the monitor set up properly so that I actually hear what you guys hear. So I've just got an extremely loud game in my ears.
With her baby brother alive and refusing to
Can I? Yes, I can. Awesome.
She's not my sister.
That should help with the levels.
So you admit you're ignoring
It's all well and good them having a chit chat on Twitter. Then come in here and watch me. What's wrong with these people?
or because you're
There's literally you and me, my friend. How miserable on a Sunday they can't even pop in to say hi.
Or maybe you're just afraid you like it.
Alright, let's see what we've got rewards wise, because theoretically you should be able to level up a bit now. Good, thank you. Yeah, the mix looks fine, but I couldn't get the... To be fair, I could probably just drop them down there and hear the game. I know what the game sounds like. I do invariably, if I'm playing with anybody, I tend to turn the audio of the game down anyway, so that I'm just hearing the person that I'm talking to. I don't need to hear the music. And the other thing that I do, which I don't know if everybody does this now, it's just me, but no matter where I'm playing it, I always turn off the vibration in the controller. I just feel like it makes it a little bit harder to control. Melt, you puppies, melt. I'm not so sure about the season of the Haunted. From what I've seen, it's just largely this public event. There's not really a great deal going on. I'm assuming, or I would hope, that they'll build something up over the season. But right now, it just kind of feels a bit kind of yeah. Ah, there's a third person's arrived. Awesome. Thank you for popping in. Oh, an extra one came and an extra one left. I'm used to huge audiences, you, and I can't get over it. Nobody wants to watch me stream games. I wonder why. Right now, I want to actually get up here and out of the way. Stop moaning. So that I can have a look at my loot from the last thingy-bob event. But everywhere you go, there's a flipping dude. I want my hammer. I want my hammer back. Where is he? There he is. Awesome. But yeah, my David, how's it going, bro? All right there, matey. Hope you're well. Would have jumped in sooner. I've just been sharing the link around. I'm slow with my phone. That's all right, mate. I've only been going a few minutes. How long have I been going here? 20 minutes. But the first 5 minutes of that was just an intro screen. Thanks, bud. Right, I've got to try and find a little place that I can relax and just go and check out my loot, because I want to get my character up. Let's go up here. Go on, go on, go on. Oh, damn you, Titan. What? Oh, you, and how the hell can you play with a Titan? It's, wow. Wow. I'll jump over here instead then. And hide. Right, okay. here, so let's go and take a look at the loot. What have we got? We're at 1547, so we're looking for anything above 1547 to upgrade. That's a crate, mind you. I do love those. To got a headstone, don't need to do that. Just hold down that button. Rapid fire frame, of course. Subsistence. Defeating targets partially reloads the magazine from reserves. Headstone precision fire spawns a stasis crystal. And a vice stinger. Damaging an enemy with this weapon has a small chance to reload the magazine. It's not bad. What else have we got? That's a pulse at 1540. That's a pulse. Oh wow, that's a hell of a lot more going on in that one. And scout and a shotgun. I'll get rid of the shotgun because I'm not a fan. Anything else? Flashing away here. Weapons. Oh yeah, down here. 1543. Good. I'm not actually convinced about the cannon. This was more for the dungeon, to be fair. So what I might do is switch to Rocket. Let's switch to Truth. Truth's pretty cool. And I'll level up Truth to 1543. I didn't realise I already had a 1553 rocket. Wow, there it is. Okay, that'll do. So that's 1543. That's pretty useless on that basis. Although it's a heck of a lot higher than the Truth, in truth. So there we go. That'll do for now. Right. What about over here? What have we got? We've got 1540 chest. Awesome. That will level up that one quite nicely. And what else? Flashing here. Was that it? Just the chest. 1635. 40. Oh, why did I leave that at 1519 when I've got a 1534? Or is that my... I usually try and leave a legendary at a decent enough level so that I can switch out the exotic. So on that one, I think I'll leave that rather than use it. I'll just wait to get a higher level one. It's all good. And then replace it. Okay. Right, good. Let's have a look at the old quests. What have we got to do here? I think we've just got to do a few of these, to be fair. I've got a couple of bounties to cash in, so that's good news. Almost up to the next level, so rank 9's just around the corner. Turn that off, because I don't need that for now. So yeah, Nightmare Containment Tiers, we'll do a few more of those, so okay. That's cool. So we'll do a few more. We've got to explore the Leviathan. Well, that doesn't take very long, it's tiny. Suit back as well. Around the Leviathan. Hope you guys are good. Thank you for popping in. I don't think we're going to be super watched, viewed, audienced, whatever the phrase is for this one. It's a funny old time of the day. I do appreciate that. But it's my optimum streaming time, believe it or not, this time. This is the point where I'm most likely to get people to watch, but it can be a bit hit and miss. Plus, I'm going to be on Retro Rewind later, so I had to choose my... Well, that thing opens up at some point. Maybe it's in a... Yeah, so I had to choose the time carefully, unfortunately. Yeah, I would love to have seen that raid. I wonder if they're going to bring it back. They would have said, wouldn't they? It would be right at the beginning of the... I thought, you could whack it in the legacy area, but I think there's going to be big changes, Ewan, when the PlayStation Plus Premium launches. I think all seasons of Destiny are going to be unlocked for anybody that has PlayStation Plus Premium, and over time I think they will end up... Oh, I missed them. I think they will end up. Dagnabbit. Yeah, it's gorgeous. It's a gorgeous game. So theoretically, David, I'm streaming at 144060 straight from Stadia. Well, it's not straight from Stadia. It's on my machine, OBS. But using OBS at a higher resolution, so it should look pretty cool. Let's grab a patrol.
These nightmares have been drawn from the moon by the Leviathan siren
Go
song.
wandering around.
The trauma that bore them into this world is anchored there, not here. They are lost, perhaps even confused.
It's a great game, but I know that a lot of people struggle with who haven't played it for a great deal at all, because it's definitely a game that you need to play for a bit, or watch other people's videos, or go in with somebody that can kind of give you a run through what you need to do. But there are more complicated ones. No, but what I'm thinking is, Ewan, in your answer to your point about sacrificing 100 gigs, is that they're going to move it to the cloud as well as part of the PS Now reboot. I guess that's the phrase I'm looking for. So, and that's what I'm really hoping. I don't know. I've got no reason to think they're going to. I just hope they will. And I guess we're going to find out on the 13th when it comes out to the States, because we don't get it in Europe until the 23rd, I think. Anyway, I've already got PS Now and PS Plus, so it's just going to migrate across the account. So I will, whatever there is, it's going to be that. But I don't see any other reason for them to buy Destiny, Bungie, because they're building 5. Well, you don't notice a huge difference, will you? Anyway, you don't know that they won't do that on the PS5. They've been upgrading their cloud servers to PS5. They're actually going to be having PS5 games, and they're going to have an option to trial all new games for a period of time. Not for obviously the length of the game, but maybe an hour per game. And most of that they're going to be working it through the cloud. They're not going to want to make it distributed code, because there's an option to download it and then rip it out. So I think it's going to be cloud-based. But yeah, David, their engine has always been superb. It wasn't so great in the early days because they had to cater for all the old versions of PlayStation. It was even, am I right in saying it was even the PS2 in the early days? Because when it first came out, I think it was PS3, wasn't it? And then they just scrapped all that, and now it's just PS4, PS5. But yeah, I genuinely believe that they are going to be... they've been ramping up their servers to include PS5, particularly for those who are paying the extra. And therefore, you're likely to see it at that level. But, from my point of view, I mean, yeah, okay, it may only be... The only thing is they would have to be higher than 1080p. But I do think all of that's coming, even if it's not coming in the first tranche. It'll come. It'll come. Because they need, I mean, the whole exercise is to try and make sure that, they're like kind of hemorrhaging people to Game Pass Ultimate, and and that includes the whole cloud option. Although, as you know, it's still only 1080p. Yeah, PS3 was it? Okay. Yeah, I couldn't remember to be honest. Must have been PS3 when I first got it as well. Let's get the old health back. Reload. Well, welcome to the stream, David. Thank you very much. I've been experimenting with Nightbot as an option, an alternative to Streamlabs as well. So I'm interested to see when my little Nightbot messages are going to pop up. It always does the same stuff, but with the recent spate of spam accounts littering all of the shows, I wanted to see if their sort of anti-spam tools were better. Raymond! My darling? You're my darling? Right. Good to see you, my friend. Hope you're well. Oh, yeah, lick that like and slap that subscribe button. There you go. It's a Rokk original phrase. So I hope you guys are having a great Sunday. And I know, Ray, for you, it's, where are we? It's 9:30 in the morning, isn't it? Are you a church-going fellow down there in California, Ray? Are you one of those chaps that does all that stuff? It doesn't really happen over here. The only people that go to church in the UK are usually about 5 years away from kicking the old bucket. Older folk. Of course, we've had the whole Queen thing going on, which I haven't watched a single second of. Not interested at all. I'll look in a second and see if I've got any more bounties done. What's the little devil face for? What's happened? Dave goes to church, see? Well, the Church of Wreckfest. Yeah, right. Exactly that, Ewan. Exactly that. That was probably the final nail in his coffin, to be honest with you. Because the only reason the Conservatives kept him around was thinking that he will get them through the next election, irrelevant of what damage he does to the country, because the kind of folk they are. But now they know that he's unlikely to get elected. In fact, he may even lose his space in a by-election, his own seat. I think we'll be seeing him replaced fairly soon. So are you Pentecostal, Church of the Latter-day Saints, Hindu? That was good fun, that breakfast, actually. I'm glad. I wasn't feeling too good. Felt a little bit rough, and I thought I might have COVID again, but I've actually tested negative. But actually playing Wreckfest with the laughter, getting the old endorphins going, made such a difference. If anybody wants to jump in, by the way, you're more than welcome. I'm just leveling up my Titan. It's my third character, really. But you're more than welcome. Hey, Lo-Fi, how are you, buddy? What was the guidelines? Oh, yes, I may take that off. That's a new YouTube thing. I wasn't sure how it worked. I'm glad you mentioned that, actually. I'd forgotten about it. So what happens then? You get to the channel and it gives you something you have to accept, do you? That's interesting. Vineyard Christian, he loves his glass of red blood of Christ. Yeah, I'll turn it off if it's kind of, if you think it's likely to stop people coming in. I don't know that it's of any great value, to be honest with you. Not unless you're one of these huge. Even if you are, who cares? Oh, you liked it? Oh, okay. That was just a simple 3-rule thing, really, wasn't it? I think I chose. What else have I done to the channel? I'm trying to think. Well, I've introduced a new bot. Okay, cool, thank you. I've introduced a new bot, so it's the one that John Scar uses. I'm just intrigued to see how it handles those nasty spammy folk that have been creeping in. Oh, that's cool. Okay. But I haven't seen any messages from it yet. There should have been one at 20 minutes in, and we are 35 minutes in, unless it's sneaked in and sneaked out again. Doesn't matter. Streamlabs is doing a job anyway. Hey, Project Storm, how are you, buddy? Putting in the positive work. Bless you, bro. Yeah, so we're at 5:45. £545. It seems to, it almost just could be credits, to be honest, because it seems to, whether you put dollars or pounds in, it represents them at the same level. Trying to get to 1,000, which last year when I did a charity stream for the same people, Young Lives versus Cancer, and got up as far as $952. It was about £750. So I'm really hoping I can top that this year. There's Super Guy. It's been going for as old as me, actually, 54, 55 years. And they just do amazing good for families and specifically young people, obviously. So there have been some, I mean, just it knocks me out, the generosity. And it's such a fantastic community for it, to be fair. But even now, I mean, they're so grateful, the charity, and they were saying in my DMs last night that, you know, what this amount of money already means to them and what it buys, and it's quite heartwarming. Lovely. So what are we doing here? We've got 53% of this little public event, and then we've got to finish finding our way around the Leviathan. It's a shame that you can't go out to the wider Leviathan as it was, and you're sort of stuck within this part, really. It's really I think all they've really done is they've rehashed the raid, the old raid, the old school raid. That was it called the Menagerie here? Was that what that raid was called? All they've really done, haven't they? They've taken the maps for that raid and turned it into this kind of playable area, which is, you know, it's okay, but it is a bit limited. But thank you guys for popping in. We're up to 7 now, that's awesome. It always feels lonely when it's just me talking to myself, but we've all done that, haven't we? We all do that. Now, it was either going to be Destiny or Black Flag, Ubisoft. Both of them are on Stadia if you've got particular Black Flag if you have the Ubisoft Plus. And the only reason I decided Destiny in the end was because I have been levelling up my Titan, which is not my normal character. Normally I tend to go either Hunter or Warlock. And I thought, well, as it's fairly... yeah, oh bless you, mate. Your every stream. But as it's the kind of beginnings of this season that I have to do with this character, I thought I may as well do it because people probably like that. So that's what we're doing here. That's all we're doing. Yeah, I shouldn't be so dismissive, should I, Ewan, of one, because quite honestly, most of us are in that space. Quite honestly. Yeah, it was. Wasn't it the first raid for Destiny 2 down here? I remember getting it down pat, and did that quite often, that raid. But then a bit later, I'm trying to think what came after that. The sort of raids that came after, I never really bothered with. This particular charity, okay. Couple of reasons. Thank you for asking, David. My best friend died of stomach cancer 25 years ago, and a very close member of my family had leukemia, still has leukemia, but is in remission. And so there were two very close to my heart. I mean, you know, cancer is everywhere, as we know. The reason that I like this charity, though, rather than say some of them that said cancer, they're going to research cancer. I mean, we all know what cancer is and we know what causes it. And if anyone is going to find a cure, it's going to be a pharmaceutical company that will make trillions of dollars out of it. So I'm not that into those kinds of charities, but this one, firstly, everything they do is for young people. And that starts at 0 and goes all the way up to maybe late teens, very early 20s. And they, as it says in the corner, they help with coping with cancer, either because they've got it themselves, and obviously the trauma of coping with that. Because, you know, when you say to someone you've got cancer, or someone says to you they've got cancer, you immediately think, oh blimey, that's the end of them then. And of course that's not the case, particularly these days. So it's helping with the fear. They also, it doesn't have to be that they have cancer either. It could be that there are, you know, maybe a mum or a dad in the family, or a sibling has it. So, so Young Lives versus Cancer was brought in. They changed their name recently. Last year, I think they changed their name. They used to be called Click Sargent, which was Cancer and Leukemia in Children. And they changed it to Young Lives versus Cancer. It's obviously more descriptive, but they're also trying to, the versus thing, you know, their audience is young people, so they want to try and sort of come across as a bit more relevant than a 55-year-old, 54-year-old charity. Hey, Ray. So those are amongst the reasons. Plus, I found them so appreciative and so supportive as a charity. If you're going to raise money for a charity, there's a number of things that are important to me. One is that the money that you raise actually does go to good causes and not just to some, you know, massive board of directors bonuses, plus the fact that they're relatively local, and these guys are an hour up the road from me, and obviously as well what they're raising money for. You know, I mean, my wife gives money to some flipping charity that looks after old horses. Well, you know, that's great, but you know, lovely. But quite honestly, I don't think any horses would suffer in the UK. There are worse places to be a horse. So for me, I'd rather do that. And as I said, it really impacts on losing my best friend 25 years ago, and obviously a close member of my family who came through, just about come through leukemia, but still quite has no immune system, so be incredibly careful with COVID and everything, as you can imagine. But yeah, if you've got any questions, guys, feel free. It doesn't have to be about the charity or the stream. If you've got any questions at all, any thoughts you want to share, I'm always up for the old AMAs. I love them, actually. And I will always be open with you. To the point of confidentiality, that's all. But I will always be open on any other point. Right, okay, so that's that done. Let's get through here, and I think we've got to explore. Hey, Purple Haze, how are you, darling? Oh, well, thank you for your generosity. I'm going to try and do a game stream every day. I've never done that in the entire time that I've been doing Stadia stuff. And I'm actually, it's getting under my skin. I'm quite enjoying it. I'm just not the world's, I just don't think I'm the world's best at this kind of stuff. So it's super humbling when people do turn up. It's really nice. Yeah, horses, animals. The UK is definitely a nation of animal lovers, and that's always been the case. And I think that's lovely, because I think how you treat animals is, you know, if you have empathy towards animals, then you should have empathy towards humans. And oftentimes you find that the countries that have no interest in looking after animals have an equal disinterest in looking after their fellow humans. So I think the two come hand in hand in fairness. Die, you swine! Thank you. So I think we're about... Purple Haze is inspiring. Oh, me. It's inspiring. No, Purple Haze is inspiring. But, you know, there's loads of people that do charity stuff, but what tends to happen is that they do it around a single day, so they might do a 24-hour stream or something. Yeah, I love all animals, Ray, if I'm honest with you. We have a goldfish called Rosie. Bless. I actually think Rosie is a boy goldfish, but my girls, we had them. I think they got Rosie when we had Rosie and Chips, which was a little play on fish and chips. That was my idea, and Chips unfortunately didn't last it very long because Rosie was a little bit of a bully, and we replaced Chips with another goldfish, and that poor little thing went the same way, and Rosie essentially was like, I'm having this food. Which is why I don't think it was a female, or don't think she or he is a female fish. But I look after Rosie, and every morning I come down and give her a little pinch of food, and she gets all excited, which is quite sweet in the morning. You can see her; she knows it's me. And but she's getting on now. Bless her little socks, bless her little fins. I think she's about 12 years old. Well, a goldfish will actually live, because they're a member of the carp family. They will actually live for about 30 years if they are allowed to grow at the rate they want to grow, which requires a decent sized tank. And since Rosie refused to have any companions, she's always had a tank big enough for 2 or 3 other fish. So she does okay. I think she's going to be with us for a little bit longer. But I do miss not having a dog. Hey Mike, how are you, buddy? Thank you so much for the $5. That's very, very, very generous of you. Thank you. Oh, bless you very much. Yeah, I agree, my friend. It would be. It doesn't hurt to be good and be kind and be nice, does it? Let's be honest. And what the heck? I'm just doing something that I enjoy. You know, I was just about to say that the reason I don't do the hike, that what most people do when they do charity stuff is they kind of do a one-day, maybe 24-hour stream or something, or maybe a few days, a weekend. But actually, I think there's a merit in doing it over a month, because it's not just about raising money, it's also about raising awareness. And cancer is one of those things that nobody likes to talk about, but we're all going to be touched by it, whether because we end up ultimately getting cancer ourselves in one form or another, or because we have family members or friends. So it's something that, it's important, I think, to be kind of something you talk about and face, because most cancers are treatable these days if they're caught in time. So education is a really good thing. Being aware of the telltale signs. Rosie the goldfish. She's actually, I think it's actually a he, though. I've got to be honest with you. Thank you, David. Yeah, I miss him dearly. I started to choke up then. Sorry. One of the nicest people I ever met in my entire life, to be completely honest. An absolutely gorgeous human being. And I don't tend to... I choose my friends very carefully, let's put it that way. So yeah, the world is not a better place through his absence. But there you go. But as I've said, cancer is... and you get to a certain age... I'm not a scientist, but my understanding is that every so many years our bodies essentially reproduce genetically, replace all of our cells and so on. And I always think the best way to think about it is like, if you take a photocopy, and then you take a photocopy of the photocopy because you can't find the original, and then a photocopy of the photocopy of a photocopy, and after several generations of photocopies, it doesn't look a great deal like the original. It's starting to look a bit dog-eared and a bit tired, and there's detail missing, and that's essentially what we go through as we get older. Our bodies reproduce, but there are elements that, sort of errors and issues that crop in to the reproduction, and it's those errors and issues where cancer comes in essentially. And it generates, your body reproduces cells that aren't recognized by your body, and therefore it attacks them. And it's not the case if you get cancer when you're very young, of course. I mean, you could unfortunately be born with those cells in your body. But that's how I like to think of it. As we get older, we're all going to get something, and most of us won't know, and most of us will be perfectly fine. Hey Primo, how are you, buddy? I was excited to see that you and I are going to be on a show together later. Although you're very much the matron of honour, I'm just popping in because William, Stadia Pro Gaming, of course, thought it would be good if I promoted the charity stream, which is incredibly generous, and that's what I'll be doing. So I will be keeping my mouth shut. It's very much you and your guys' shows. Plus, the other thing with retro gaming is, and not a lot of people know this, particularly if you're not in the UK, but if you're my generation, we never were into the Nintendos and Segas that you guys were into in the States. That was, I mean, the later generations, but certainly when I started gaming, they weren't around at all. So when the two countries talk about retro gaming, it's really from two different pathways. And this was, you can see it if you ever go and watch Clive Ellington and I did a great show, which was the Generation X Retro Gaming Club. We did it for a few shows, not masses, maybe about 20 shows. And we stopped in the end because it really wasn't getting the audience that it deserved. It was a fantastically fun show. And it was our take on retro gaming. From a UK and Generation X perspective, and that's good fun. And you can see if you go and watch those shows the difference between what you guys would have experienced as young people with the sort of Japanese consoles versus what we experienced, which was these kind of homespun UK-based gaming computers and things. It's a different world. Wilhelm. Yeah, I know, and do you know what's really weird as well, is that I didn't really think about it until I got kind of doing those kinds of shows, William. And then it just became very obvious that actually the whole... And also, if you watch shows like Stranger Things, for example, or any of the gaming, any of the kind of Jurassic Park or any of the Spielberg stuff where they do all that kind of old 80s cultural stuff, and that is so different to the childhood that I had, because back then we would only have very occasional American shows. They would largely be the big ones like Starsky and Hutch and Little House on the Prairie and the Waltons and Dallas. Now, particularly with so many channels, children in the UK grow up pretty much on a par with the same cultural touchstones that you guys have in the States. So, for example, here's a tiny example. My little nephew George, you all know George from Fortnite, he popped over this afternoon. That's funny, actually, I'll tell you why in a second. But my mother-in-law was over here as well, and she got a little insect on her leg. Now, I would have said, when I was younger, oh, you've got an insect on your leg. But my niece said, you've got a bug on your leg. Now, when I was younger, we never used the term bug for an insect. And, and they'll say route, for example, when we would say root. And it's just because the younger kids now, and from really my children forward, most of their cultural references these days are YouTube, American YouTubers, American shows on TV and films and so on. And of course, most of the world, I would say, learned English the same way. It's not, people say, oh yeah, everyone speaks English. They don't, they speak American, and America obviously speak an element of English. So I never take it for granted, to be fair. He did call you fat Americans, Ray. That was very rude of you, David. As I said at the time, he'd set back cultural relations by 200 years. Pop culture. So David said, facts 100 on awareness, almost if not just as important as fundraising. After all, if nobody has awareness. Yeah, exactly, David. So I felt that if I did the whole thing over a month, it's going to give the charity hugely greater exposure than a one-day thing. Even if I was a huge YouTuber, influencer, and I was able to raise hundreds of thousands, if it's only over a day, people feel like, okay, I've given some money, you know, and then, but then you ask them in a month afterwards, can you remember the name of the charity or what it was? I bet you most people would go, no, I can't actually. I know I gave $10, but I can't remember what it was. So raising awareness of the charity is, in a way, it's sowing seeds that are probably more valuable to the charity than the money being raised. That's how I look at it anyway. Kind of makes sense, doesn't it? Yeah, you did have a. I thought you had a body of a god, Primo, till I saw that that video of you showing coming home in the car. But I have to say, the editing on that video, my friend, was superb. I did say it in the chat, but I don't think you saw me say it. I thought the editing was really top notch, and I know you are a photographer, videographer by trade, but that really showed it. The B-reel stuff on that was superb. Loved it. And it's watching things like that I find myself these days watching a lot of community content, much more than I used to, because it's inspiring. You know, watching Ray, for example, and how Ray plays a game and engages with the chat, and you as well, Primo. You have a similar way of handling it. I find it really inspiring because I've said it on a previous one of these, but it's this is a craft, and like anything, it's about getting in the hours, putting in the time to hone the craft, because I find it particularly difficult to talk and focus on the game, whereas you guys are brilliant at it. I mean, much better than I will be. Queen Rach, I mean, she's a huge inspiration to me, as well as being one of my original members as well, bless her. But she does a fantastic job of really focusing on Destiny and playing it and engaging with her audience. I think that's awesome. Yeah, I can see. I mean, it's, you know, I think anybody that does do this kind of thing, it's Leo, isn't it, by the way? You'll notice, I know it's not always wanted, but with Ray and William and John, I kind of, if I consider you friends, I still kind of prefer to use real names. But it'll be Primo until you tell me otherwise. Yeah, so it's only when you do this stuff on your own, for yourself, that you realise and appreciate what work goes into it. And I've not done a great deal of B-reel work, but I do want to. I will be doing. I'm going to be doing more of that stuff, I think, in the future. That was inspirational watching that. That was really well done. A lot of hard work. Thank you, buddy. I bet you don't know my name. I don't mind people calling me by my real name either. I'm quite happy either way. Rokk or Adam. It really doesn't bother me. Actually, Adam bothers me. Not bothers me, but I prefer Ad or Ads, because, and it's really silly, but if I was in trouble as a boy, my mum would always shout up the stairs, "Adam, get down here and clean your mess up." So although it's only 2 syllables, I always equate it with getting told off. So everyone that outside of this calls me Ad. Nobody calls me Rokk, because that's, as you know, that's largely my gaming tag or my company name. Yeah, exactly, William. That's my whole point. But you see, you guys have been doing that a lot longer than me, because my whole story, my whole journey in this world is the chat show stuff, the podcast, as people call it. And so this whole gaming thing and the talking at the same time is kind of new to me. And I know a lot of people like Ray, for example, and you, will read the entire message, which is absolutely the right thing to do, because a lot of people are obviously watching this after the fact or on a mobile phone and may not necessarily see the message. So I have to keep reminding myself to read them. Streamlabs, our friends are back. Wow. Right, Streamlabs are straight in there. Nightbot didn't touch it. Now this is weird because I banned... Little tip here, guys, if you ever stream and get this, is don't close down the window when you're finished, and then click on their channel icon, and then copy and paste their URL and paste it and paste them in as into your blacklist, because it turns out that they have, and this one I noticed popped up on Anthony Cowboy's stream the other day. This one's particularly prevalent at the moment, and they have quite a few variations of their name. So if you just block one, you need to block about 20 of them. So I'm actually good that they keep popping in, because each time they do, I'm eliminating another one. You and Rokk, if you fancy a free pinnacle and can join me, I'm just about to finish Preservation. Okay, yeah, I can try. Do you want to send me? Do you need to send me an invite, or? Because I can't remember if I have to get invited or I can just join you. Let me have a little look. I'll just yeah. So that's why, Primo. That's why I copy out the URL. I don't just type their name. By clicking on their channel, because you go there and there's 0 followers and 0 content, doesn't mean a thing. So I grab that and then I go and copy that into the blacklist. So and of course every day they're probably coming out of Russia or something. Every day they're creating more and more channels. So then all you have to do is what I do with Streamlabs, which is look for their trigger words. Sex is one, and that's what Streamlabs is picking up on here, I think. I see them, of course. You guys don't always see them because they get pulled out by Streamlabs before it makes it into the chat. But it's annoying for me because it hides the messages that I'm trying to see what you guys are talking about. Right, so Ewan, let me go and have a look. I'll just break out this and I'll come and have a look for you in the friends thingy bob. This is the trouble with this whole area. Well, it doesn't matter if you die anyway, but it's just constant killing. Let's have a look and see under the roster. Oh look, I've got a new season. Let's unlock this first. So we've got some bright dust and some glimmer. And wrong one. There we go. Character. No, that was the right one. Beg your pardon. Oh, I've got some stuff as well. Anything above 50? Oh yeah, 1547. Let me just level myself up a tad, and then I'll be straight over. And 1546. Oh, I'm going to go up a nice level. Nice. And what have we got here? 1546 and 44. So we'll take the 46 and infuse. 15. Oh, every one of these is going up a ton. 1545. And the cloak at 1545 as well. Oh no, he shouldn't be blocked. Unless he said a rude word, he'll just be putting a timeout for a few seconds, if I have done. I don't think I have. I can see him there. I can definitely see Primo. And he's because Primo is a moderator, he should be good. I don't think it affects moderators. I can definitely see Primo talking to me. 1546, 46, 47. Right, that's good. We've gone up to 1551. That's actually it's a level higher than my hunter, and I've been building that one up for months. Wow. What about over here? We've got 1547 versus the old Perseus scout rifle. We've got a couple of those, so get rid of those. 1531 at 67, C83. That's a better build, I think. So we'll get rid of that one. A little bit of housekeeping. And that's a sniper. I don't use snipers, but it's 1542. Is there anything else I could pile it into? Not too worried. I'll think about that later. Good. Right, let's go to... Oh, we've got on here 1550. Could cash that in. But the thing is, I think... Oh, he sent me a little invite. Here we go. Awesome stuff. Awesome. Accept fire team invite. Here we go. Thank you, Ray. Bless you, my friend. What? The Witch Queen? What are you telling me to get it now for? Oh, have I not got it on Stadia? Ah. Sorry, Ewan, I don't have it on Stadia. I could switch over to GeForce Now, but I think people might get upset. I've got Witch Queen on PC and PS5, but I don't have it on Stadia. But as you saw just now, for this new season, you don't need it. This is the only thing that annoys me about Destiny. It's that, yes, you've got cross-play and cross-progression, but cross-progression's no use because unless you've got the seasons, you've paid for the seasons on both platforms, the one that you've paid for it on initially and the one that you want to play on to progress in another platform, you've got to pay for it again. Now, I understand it's only about £10-20 or whatever, but it mounts up. Ah yes, I was going to tell you my story of my little nephew George. So little nephew George came over, as I was saying, came over for a bit of cake, and my wife loves cooking, and she loves cooking for people. That's what she does, for anybody else. So she just loves it. It makes her day. So she made a cake and some meringues and fruit and stuff and what have you. So he came over for a bit of that. And we're out in the garden and he's playing swing ball, which I assume you guys have as well in the States. And he kept saying, oh, I'm bored. He's 10 years old. Oh, I'm really bored. I'm bored. And I knew that was code for, Uncle Adam, can we play Fortnite on my GeForce Now? So I didn't say yes, and I let him play for an hour or two of swing ball and some Jenga. Do you guys have Jenga in the States? That's where you have to pull out the large planks. Well, we got a big giant one in the garden, so big chunks of wood, and did all that, and that kept his dad happy. And then at the end of it, he said, about an hour before this, he said, "Oh, Uncle Adam, have you accepted my invite to be my friend in Fortnite?" I said, "Oh yes, you did say about that. I haven't actually played it, George, recently." And he went, "Oh, okay." I said, "Oh, I tell you what, why don't we pop in and you could show me how to accept a friend." He said, "Oh, yeah, can we do that?" So we sneaked off, and as we went off, we both fist pumped because I knew that's what he was really after. So I ended up buying the battle pass as well. Not that I'm going to be playing a huge amount of Fortnite, but it was the brand new one. It's only cost me 950 V-Bucks. It was about £6. So it made him happy, and he was able to play and get me up through the old battle pass. Oh, Jigger! Yeah, not quite the same thing, I don't think, Ray. Jigger. Do you guys have Jenga? You know what I mean? It's where you've got like loads of, you either have little tiny bits of wood, or you have like the giant one, it's big bits of wood, and you stack them all up and you have to pull them out without toppling over the whole thing. And it's pretty good fun. Although the giant one makes a hell of a racket when they crash. Jenga. I thought it was kind of a universal thing. Like an international game. Hey Piper's Picks, how are you? What are you working on? Yes, we have Jenga. Oh good. You were just pulling my old leg, weren't you, Raymond? You do that again and I'll tell everybody your real name. I would never do that, my friend. The fact that your dad decided to call you Saddam Hussein is nobody else's business. Oops, sorry. So, let's have a look. Let me see if I've completed the mission to... What? That's alright, Alexa. Nobody was asking you. Let's have a look at the quests. Oops, hang on, being shot at. Let me get out of the way. Dag nabbit. Let's see. Yeah, did that one, and I've done that one. So, team up with Crow to perform a severance aboard the derelict Leviathan. So we'll go and do that now, actually. How many more Cabal have I got to kill? Not many. Might just quickly do 12% Cabal. can find enough to. Well, there's one. He jumped out the way. Cheeky blighter. Do-do-do-be-do. I'm looking forward to being on the old retro rewind today. That should be cool. I've already got the permission from the wife, from Mrs. Rokk. To be fair, bless her, she doesn't mind. She's quite happy for me to. As long as I'm happy, she's happy. And as long as I don't take advantage of that, then that's fine. That's why we've been married for 31 years and together for 35. It's amazing, I was saying this the other day, to think that we actually got married, Mrs. Rokk and I, the same year that the World Wide Web went public. There was no web the year before we were married. That's just mind-blowing for younger folk particularly, to imagine what the world was like before an internet. And then I started the first dedicated web design company in the south of England in '95. Heady days. One day I hope to make money from doing it. Oh, I found an opulent key. Woohoo! What's an Austringer? Austringer or Alstringer? Let's have a little look and see. Let's have a look and see. Oh, it's gone to Postmaster. Oh no, there it is. 1547. Let's give it a go. I quite like hand cannons. Air assault. What's that then? Air assault. There we go. Air assault or ball type. This weapon gains increased airborne effectiveness as your health gets lower. Zen, yeah, causing damage, increases stability, and 2 excess final blows with this weapon while your super is full. It looks, when I'm looking at myself in the camera, it looks like I've got a weird hair thing going on, but it's not. It's just what's behind me. Final blows with this weapon while your super is full grant a bonus to strength. Could be good. Make a comment. Do-do-do-do-do. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, we've got to get Cabal, haven't we? That was the deal. So here's one, and we've got a rocket. A rocket will do the job. And we'll finish him off. Oi, that's my hammer you just shrugged off there, mate. He's still alive? Well, we'll do a finisher on him in mid-air. Boom! Look at that. I don't know that Scorn don't count as Cabal. What's this dude? I don't know. There's a chest over there. We'll grab a bit of that while we're here. You never know what's going to be in that. Oh, wow! Excellent. Anonymous. Somebody has anonymously deposited £5 in the pot. Thank you so much, Mr. or Mrs. Anonymous. That's really, really kind of you. Thank you. That's taken us up to £5.50. Ah, that's brilliant stuff. I was hoping that I might be able to go into tomorrow at £5.60, but I'm also hoping that Sunny's going to give a little bit of a shout out to the charity, and we've still got Retro Rewind to come. So if we can get to £5.60 by tomorrow, that would be awesome, because I'm going to be offline for a few days while I get over this operation that I'm going in for tomorrow, and then I'll be back full swing as soon as I can to make up the slack and get us up to that 1,000 mark. Absolutely brilliant. Thank you so much for that. Very, very kind of you. Now, we've just finished one bounty. I don't think we've still got rid of enough Cabal, though. That one dude, as big as he was. Hello, it's old Tots Questat game. Well, while you're there, my friend, let's have a quick look. What have we just picked up? 1543, that can go in the bin. 1548, we have a level up. Woohoo! And 1548, another level up. Wow, we're hurtling ahead here compared to my little hunter. 1551. Right, let's go across to the quests and cash in that one. Brilliant, brilliant. Now that we've done that, we're going... Oh no, we've still got the 88%. No, we've done both of those now, so that's cool. So we're going to go up and see Crow. Let's see where Crow is on the map. Crow is at the helm. There's Crow, I think. Nope, got to go here first. Righty hoey. Dooby dooby doo. So let me see, it's 6:15, so that would be 10:15 in the morning on the west coast and 12, 11, 1:15 in the afternoon on the Pacific, sorry, east coast, and 2:15 central. Would that be correct? I've actually got 3 clocks that my wife, Mrs. Rokk, bought me for my birthday last year, I think. And there's one that's New York, one that's San Francisco, and one that's London. And I keep meaning to put them up. I did put them up originally, but they had quite a heavy tick noise. I asked for some silent ones, but they sold them as silent, but they weren't silent when they turned up. So I'm going to put them up anyway, because it's quite useful for me to see what times are going on. Okay, got anything of a high enough level to bother with? 547. Okay, 547. And they are probably prime. Let's have a look. It's a pulse rifle. That's a 1547 as well. Arbalist. We have to ditch some stuff here. So the Survivor's Epitaph is not as good as the Allstringer, so we'll get rid of that one. And Herod, the old auto rifle. Don't think it's particularly amazing. Servant Leader, that's not fantastic. Right, so we can pick up one of these little chaps. Here we are. We'll get that one, I think. 1547. We'll get rid of the Scout Rifle. And we will... where's that crate that I saw earlier? There it is. We'll level that puppy up. Because I love this weapon with a decent build. It's amazing. I don't know what the loadout on this one... Oh yeah, I did have a little look. It's not bad. It's not bad. It's not amazing, but it's a great little gun. So, right, we were looking for... David. No, they're scones. You just say things differently over there, Ray. Has he been saying scones again? Like you would say that you wear adult diapers. We call them nappies. You're absolutely right on that front. Nappies, we call them. And it is scones. Mind you, having said that, depends on where you are in the United Kingdom, because there is, I think, London folk do pronounce it as scones. But down here in Devon, where they are famous for coming from, we call them scones. I think it's an old Anglo-Saxon word. What have we got here then? The Leviathans become an extension of the lunar pyramid, channeling feelings of shame and regret into reality, Eris explains. Yada yada yada. Eris shakes her head. Crow's unprepared, but growth takes time. Let's just have the reward. Thank you very much. What level am I at here? Rank 5. Then I've got to get to rank 10 for that thing. And let's see now. That gave me a 1548, but nothing's flashing, so it must have been... Oh no, because I haven't cashed it in yet. I've got to go and cash these puppies in. Oh yeah. Now, what did I see? I saw something else here. Don't know why. It's showing us incoming event when we are on the helm, and that relates to the Leviathan, which is an area that we're no longer in. How weird. Maybe that's to tell you so that you can go back and have a butcher's hook, which is Cockney rhyming slang for look. There you go. If anyone says to you, have a butcher's hook at this, they say, have a look at this. It's like apples and pears stairs. Nobody uses that anymore, by the way. It's kind of a old school, used by gangs in London. But I mean, you know, if it was ever used properly, the phrases were quite hard to get your head around. These days it's not used at all, not really. Only in the same sort of form that I just said, let's have a butcher's. And if you don't understand something, can't get your head around it, then you don't have a Scooby-Doo clue. See, it's all there. It's all obvious. Geek to sneak. What do you mean, what happened? Why? Have I missed something? With the old chat going on there. Alright, we're going to go down to the tower and cash in those puppies. That's where I should have gone. And see what we got going on. I don't know what's happened. I mean, depends whether you're talking in the chat or in America or in Europe or Russia, the universe. There's always something going on. Somewhere. Your screen froze. Oh, that's odd. Mine, did it freeze for everybody? Shouldn't do. I've got no drop frames. 0 drop frames. 15,000 kbs. Totally green. 60 frames per second. It's using 1.4% of my CPU. So there shouldn't have been any issues. Not unless it was YouTube. Iron Banner. We could do a bit of Iron Banner. I'm no good at it. Oh, of course, we've just did the Postmaster down the road there, didn't we? But they've changed it all around this. It was all good for Ray. Geek. Must have been at your end, my friend. Sorry about that. Right, cash this one then. This is a full-on 1550. And this one's only just behind it. That's got 2 heavies. So that second heavy is of no use to us whatsoever. And actually, old Bad Omens there's 1553 anyway. So the 1550, the highest of the 2, wasn't much use. I don't think I have a need for a grenade launcher right now. Even with chill clip. Oh, it's all good now. Excellent stuff. That's good, Geek. So what was it? Oh, we got this one with the old attunement. I never bother with all that stuff. Because you're supposed to be able to create builds and things, but I really haven't been bothered. And I don't know if you guys that are much more into Destiny than I am these days even bother with it, to be honest. So do I build the tractor cannon? No, I'm going to give... Actually, I do need to level up these 2.
Even with the most difficult ciphers, all
Let me see.
Is the right key.
I think I'll give it to truth, and then I'll leave the current rocket launcher in there anyway. And we don't have a heavy, so I might get the linear fusion rifle out.
I must admit, Guardian,
did I just drop down a level?
curious to see
Or did I go up a level?
crack open.
With the crate. What was crate? 1547. We've gone up a little bit. Awesome! How many of those have I got left? 9. What's that thing over there? Used to focus umbral engrams into opulent and haunted weapons and haunted armour. Okay. Got 15 of them, though. Don't know what you do with those puppies. Got some strange coins. Okay. So, Iron Banner. Let's have a look. If you really want to have a chuckle, a grown man get his bottom handed to him. It's different. This season's different, and I think I'm right in saying there was a problem with Iron Banner when it launched, causing people issues, and so they've given everybody massive XP when playing it, and so if you do it, you've got a very good chance of getting really high XP. So I think we'll give it a little go. It's Rift, yeah. That's right, it's Rift, and they're moving it to the normal circular after this, I think, Ewan. But what they haven't said is if they're going to return to control or even bring another experimental. I thought it was okay though, the Rift thing. To be fair, I played it with my hunter the other day and thought it was quite good fun. Oh, I didn't get any bounties. Egypt. Oh, there aren't any bounties, are there? I don't think. It's just yeah, it's slightly different this time around. You've got that quest to do. I don't know. I just don't know. So I don't know, talking of things that I don't know what I have for dinner tonight. I normally have it about an hour ago, but it's all good. I have been having these super filling kind of smoothies, which were recommended for sort of superfood for your liver. And it's like kale, blueberries and kefir, but they fill you up. And but they're supposed to, if you have them for a couple of weeks, they're supposed to like, really do a great job of detoxing your liver. So I'll keep on those because I do get the occasional liver problem. I like that ship that's going on over there. Right, disjunction. Disjunction. We need to do 3 of these to get a prime engram. Oh, I haven't played on this map before. I die a lot, so I just want to let you know not to get too excited because I don't get many kills and I die a lot. Multiplayer's not my thing, particularly when I'm up against people of my nephew's age. Oh no, I've got the flipping fusion rifle. Let me get back to Stark. Crate, whatever it's called. There it is.
Charging the spark.
Why did Crate drop down to 1547? I thought I gave it a really high. Oh, I'm probably dying now. I thought I got it up to 15.
Spark available.
Trouble is, you really want. I thought I got up to 1552. Why have I suddenly dropped down
Your enemy holds
so
the spark.
significantly? And should I worry about it? Everything seems to. This was all 1550 something
Enemy
just
runner
now,
near. Stop them.
wasn't it? I think, or am I playing? Or am I playing? I'm dead. Or is my brain playing with me? Vet, how you doing, Aaron? Hope you're having a lovely sunny day. Ah, of course. Thank you, my friend. Cheers, buddy. Yes, everyone's on the same level, aren't they? Oh, I got all worried then, mate.
The spark is charging.
I don't even know why they bother with that whole artifact with the false level thing. I just don't understand it. Well, I suppose it makes you play a bit more to level it up. Look, it's still got event incoming over there. That's a bug that it's in there. I was looking at the event incoming thing in the corner. Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. That was a good film. Did you ever see the second one? You're bound to have with your little fella. With Mini Vet.
Enemy has the spark.
Oh, you can have some of that. I think I got a couple in there, didn't I? Oh no. King Kebab got me.
Enemy runner near.
You see, the problem I have with multiplayer is I'm not actually that bad if I'm just playing focused, nobody else with me, not chatting, but trying to engage with the chat and play multiplayer. Ain't gonna happen. Now I don't know what just happened. That screen went black. Oh yeah, there's a thing between levels in the game. I wish there was something up on the screen that said 1 second we're just resetting you or whatever. I think every time somebody gets the rift down or protects it, it resets, but it should say it's disconcerting. You sort of think your machine's gone down or your internet's down or something. That's great, that's the one I wanted.
Spark
There's a
available.
red dude. See if I can get him with my hammer. That would have been a very lucky hammer throw. He did die, but I don't think it was me.
Enemy runner active.
But it probably did scare him. Oh, look at this. It's like a massacre going down. cloudy with a chance of rain and gaming. Woohoo!
Enemy runner.
Awesome. I saw the trailer, talking of mini vet and little folk, I saw the trailer earlier for the new live action version of what I call Pinocchio and you guys call Pinocchio. Done it again. And I was actually impressed with it. Yeah, so David, I made sure that this was an organic plain one. There's nothing added. But I'm going to make my own. The only thing I'm waiting to check at the moment is that yesterday I had my first one, and then we had a barbecue, and I really didn't feel very well. I just felt quite rough, and I actually went to bed early. And I thought, was it the kefir? Was it the barbecue? Or have I got COVID? Luckily, I tested negative this morning to COVID, so it wasn't that, thankfully. That would be, I have had COVID, but I don't want it again. And I don't know if it was the barbecue. I mean, we used a brand new barbecue, and my wife's a great cook, and I'm sure there was no issues there. It was all fresh food. So I'm just a little bit nervous that I might be intolerant to the kefir. So I'm going to have another one today. Here we go, blank screen. Have another one today. See how I feel. I'm hoping that I feel fine. Yeah, you just buy grains, don't you, and slap in a bit of milk of your choosing, and then leave it to ferment. So yeah, definitely, if it works out, if it turns out that I've got some kind of intolerance to it, then sadly I may not be able to do a lot about it. Although of course I'm also using the old Hunter, which unfortunately I like to use the Hunter. Sorry, I'm using the Titan. I like to play multiplayer with the Hunter because the jumps are short and snappy, and you can kind of work out roughly. You can get out of the way of people quickly. But with the Warlock and the Titan, you float around like a bleeding dandelion seed. So yeah, I'm only doing it to get the XP, if I'm honest. So it doesn't matter if we lose or win, because we get double XP. So we've got 500 XP and 500 clan XP as well. So the clan gets a ton of... Look at that, there's literally nobody got any points on my team. Ha ha! Wowzer. Oh, look, and our friend has returned. But for the pronunciation of... It's actually I know, mate. I know you're from Romania, and your English is amazing. But the word is pronunciation, not pronunciation. Just to let you know, you pronounce a word, but the act of doing it is pronunciation. So it's a weird trick of the old English language, but it's what it is. Yeah. So what was it that I pronounced that threw you? Pinocchio or Pinocchio? Anyway, I saw the trailer for this new live action with Tom Hanks as Geppetto, and it's directed by Robert Zemeckis, who of course did Back to the Future, and I thought it looked really, really good. And it was when they start doing the little songs, Wish Upon a Star and all that stuff, and I thought, Kefir, you pronounce it how you want. I don't know. I pronounce it Kefir because... I pronounce it kefir because I got the recipe from a doctor, a very learned medical person, who told me that it was kefir. So I guess it's one of those things that you can pronounce it how you want. And he pronounced it kefir, but he was American in fairness, so it could be kefir. Rhymes with heifer, which is a young calf. God, those Streamlabs things, the old, I don't know what you call them, spam bots. Like, who the heck is going to, it's meaningless. Unless it is .xyz, that is their actual domain name, isn't it? Yeah, it's going to be Russian or Chinese. Anthony didn't seem to care too much. I was watching his stream and it popped up and he just said, well, what damage are they doing? I thought, no, it's kind of one way to look at it. Kefir. Mate, I'm just going on what the doctor said. I think he was called Dr. Morgan. I have to say I was impressed. He had like well over 1 million subscribers. She-Bear. Nice.
Ignite the rift with the spark.
Anyway, it's that stuff. It's like 50 times the bacteria of yogurt or something. Or yogurt.
The spark is charging.
Do 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 do. Go on, gotcha. Ah, I've got one. The Doctor is a schmuck. No, he didn't only just discover it. His videos have been around forever. It was a video about fatty liver. A few years back I had a condition called non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. But these days, to be fair, a lot of people suffer with fatty liver. It used to be that it was a condition from alcoholism. But the bizarre thing is, I don't drink. And I haven't done for many, many years. Just no reason, not principle or because I'm recovering. I just don't get on with the stuff. It doesn't interest me. I don't need it. I like to keep control of my faculties, and I am at least as dad jokey as the person that I am in Rokk Show when I'm out with my friends. So I don't need to have alcohol to have a laugh. Killer Haggis! Stu, are you lurking? Thank you so much, my friend, for the extra 555. Bless you. Look at that. We're up to 55555. Awesome stuff. Killer Haggis. Stu is a dear old friend and one of the founder members of the Rock Stars clan of old. And we used to play Destiny all the flipping time to get those 4,000 hours up, didn't we, Stu? And he just the other day, last week, took purchase of a PS5. So he's just bought Destiny. Or he's just got Destiny again on the old PlayStation. Yeah, well, it was new to me, although my wife had mentioned it to me a little while ago. But having seen the benefits in this video about the liver, which is to say I've got one of the issues that I have perennially suffered from, I thought I'd give it a go. And I'm just trying to, I know that it's supposed to be, if you're like lactose intolerant, supposed to be really good for that. So I don't think it's likely that caused the issue. It may just have been the volume of this stuff that I took, because the recipe that he gave, quite honestly, was like for a family-sized drink. And I don't tend to eat a great deal either. I mean, this is the bizarre thing. So, as you know, the average calorie intake for a relatively active man is about 2,500 calories a day. I eat about 1,300 to 1,600 calories a day. So I eat a lot less than is recommended for a personage. Plus, I have never smoked in my life, not even a drag of a cigarette, or anything remotely illegal. In fact, anything. I've never smoked anything or ingested anything. Well, you can have some of that, my friend. Yeah. Oh, look at that. They blanked the screen. And I don't drink. So I should be like, my body is a temple. But sadly not. I still have issues. One of which should hopefully be sorted out tomorrow. Very bizarre. RJ Stadia loves a good yogurt chat, mate. When you watch me stream, it can be, the topics can be wide and varied. Oh look, I could collect this and run with it. And they're all going, don't do it. Don't be the Sparky. Because you die. I don't even know that I got it. What have I got it here? I can't see any. Well, I am the runner and I'm not the runner. Wow. Yeah, I am. I mean, there's bound to be a ton of stuff that I only wish, food-wise, that I was more knowledgeable on. But luckily for me, I don't do takeaway foods or anything like that either. And my wife, Mrs. Rokk, is an amazing cook. Fresh ingredients, really good stuff. We don't do fried food or anything like that malarkey. And I don't eat a lot of meat. I mean, genuinely, I should be. You did, didn't you? You little nipper, you. You just wanted to see it go to 55555. That is awesome.
The spark is charging.
I want you to come back and get it to 666 as well. Yeah, well, this is what Doctor said in that video, David. You're absolutely correct. He said that it actually eats the sugars. I'm loving the idea of the whole thing. But I've got a small confession. Along with all of those things that I don't do, the other thing that I don't do is cook. And I could make excuses about the fact that I moved in with my wife straight from home. I didn't go to university or college, so I had no need to cook for myself. But a lot of it is that it doesn't interest me, to be honest with you. And I'm not a foodie. I really am not. I'm not into food at all. I would happily pop a pill if it meant that I didn't have to eat food. And that's just the way I am. Bizarre, isn't it? I always think to myself, wouldn't it be amazing if they said to you, right, you never have to sleep again and you never have to eat again. Just imagine how much time you would have to do stuff. You'd have twice a lifetime if you didn't have to sleep. Banana, kefir, kefir, flaxseed. Oh yeah, that's a good shout. And granola. That's a great breakfast. All right, Mrs. Rokk, you after me?
I'm just going to say tea's ready whenever you want it.
Okay, what we got?
Quiche that I made.
Quiche with boiled potatoes?
I had to mash them because I
Mashed potatoes, right, okay.
And,
Salad?
no, doing veg tonight.
Veg?
Salad with the barbecue
We got broccoli,
The spark is charging.
broccoli, carrots,
Yeah,
peas.
no.
Ah,
A little bit of spaghetti to use that. from last
little
night.
bit of pasta on the side. Okay, sounds good to me. I won't be long. There you go. You now know what I've got for my din-dins.
Spark available.
Yeah, you see yogurt and stuff. There wasn't a lot of yogurt when I was around either, Ewan. I mean, it's kind of that Nordic Scandinavian thing, the whole fermented milk stuff. But we had when I was a kid. I mean, I never saw a pizza growing up until I was in my early teens. Garlic, never had garlic, and I've grown up not liking garlic because it's a foreign smell to me. I never had it growing up. Never had a McDonald's. KFC we had, although of course back then it was Kentucky Fried Chicken. Bless you, Stu. Oh, I've got 2 riptides. How boring.
Your resolve.
Daz, how are you, my friend? Not only have you just dropped £5, thank you, you absolutely darling man, but so good to see you, buddy. Wow, it's been too long, my friend. I hope you're well and recovered now, because you weren't so well for a while, were you? So I hope you're a lot better as well, buddy. Oh, great to see you guys. You know, one of these days we're going to have to get a reunion and play PUBG or Fortnite even. That's become a game. Have you heard of that game, Fortnite? It's quite popular amongst the younger people, apparently. Right, Riptide, 15. I'm out there now. There you go, Ewan. I got my thing back. So we could. Is that worth bothering with, that fusion rifle? I'm not sure that I want a fusion rifle for a primary. I think I'll use that 1 point and level myself up to 1548 on the old crate. Oh, this is good down here. I get to add a point in somewhere. What I really want to get to is, where is it? That one, I think. Or was it that one? I think it might be this one. Causing damage with a solar weakens champions. No, it wasn't that one. Was it this one or this one? Solar exotic final blows create solar elemental walls. Could have been that one. That would be a good one to have. Classy restoration. Activating your solar class ability grants you restoration. Might have been that one, actually. Either way, that's what I've got to get to. Build it across. Unquenchable thirst. Or was it this one? Might have been this. No, it wasn't. I don't even know what Oregon trait is, you. And I keep seeing Oregon trait. Shotguns I don't care about. Pulse rifle, I suppose I could put something in there. No, it won't let me. Yes, it will. There we go. Yeah, well, this is the whole thing. We're quite conservative with a small c when it comes to food and such in the UK. So, you know, don't tend to see so many of the kinds of foods and food types that you see across the world, and more enlightened palates than ours, I would say. Although we're a much more cosmopolitan country these days, despite what the Brexiters would have you think. And the way things are going right now, we'll be back in the EU before too long. What an absolute shambles. What was I doing? Why should anybody care? Let me see. Let's go to the old quests and such. Did we do anything up here? Banshee. Return to Banshee. Oh, I've got a catalyst done. Let's go and see Banshee then. Get that catalyst. That'll be good. Young Banshee is here. One to escape. Duncan, how are you, my friend? Thank you so much for the £4.49. How is it cheaper than Tinder? Yeah, don't be going to wherever they send you. Good to see you. I think this is official, isn't it? So I don't mind saying this, but Duncan is now the proud owner of CGX, Cloud Gaming Extreme. Is it Extreme? I always forget what the X is. And that's it couldn't have gone to a better guy. I'm really excited for you, my friend. I'm very proud of you, and I can't wait to see what you do with the channel. Because Duncan is a lovely fella. As much as you all may think he's been occasionally a troll, he just says things as he sees it. And he's principled. And Daz is all fine and dandy, buddy. All work, work, work. Yeah. Trying to burn the candle at both ends. Well, don't do that, my friend. You're looking well. Bless you. Game night, well up for that. We would definitely do it. And young Lee, who keeps avoiding me, it's the rigours of married life. We need to get a gaming session on with good old Stadia Mania, as was Lee. And that would be great. We don't have to stream it. We can just have a laugh. Yes, he's Transylvanian, but he speaks amazing English. Lived in the UK for a while, so hence why I was only pulling his legs slightly. Team Kelly, that was great fun. So what do we got here? We got the old Trespasser Catalyst, and it's been completed. It's been completed on my Hunter already, so I think it's just given it to me. And we've got Tommy's matchbook now. And I've also got a thing and another thing. Got rewards coming out all over the place. This is the XP you get from doing Iron Banner this week. They are chucking a load of it. Jeff, how are you, my friend? The very moment that I'm about to slip off and have my quiche. Do you guys have quiche in the States, or do you call it flan or something like that? The moment I'm about to go off and have that, all these lovely people turn up. Yeah, Brexit did kick a bunch of amazing people out, Ewan, and slowly but surely it's winding itself back, as we all knew it would.
Hi there.
They called us Remainers and then Remoners, and I've come up with a new one now for them, which is Remorsers, because they're all in remorse now, wishing that we hadn't have actually backed out. Johnson's about to get kicked as well. I've still got that event up there in the corner. it got burned into my screen. I don't think there's anything. Egg pie. You know what a quiche is, don't you? You know what it is. But it kind of is egg pie. You're right. That's kind of what it is, isn't it? So what have we got? We got quiche. We've got mashed potatoes. We've got broccoli and carrots, and then some gravy. And my wife makes gravy with red onions, and it is just delicious, absolutely delicious. So I should be having some of that in a second. And we've got combat bow. Too much stuff again. I should be a bit more merciless and burn this stuff out. But that's a high level 1554 chest at 50. So we'll ingest it. We'll infuse it into this one. Come on, where have you gone? Come on, man. Come on, Stadia. Get with the beat. Thank you. Oh, wow. That really did take some time. So, guys, £555.55. Thanks to Anonymous and Killer Haggis. That is absolutely amazing. And I'm going to be appearing in not that far from now, actually, an hour and 10 minutes on Retro Rewind with Ray and William and Primo and a few other guys. That's going to be good fun. And hopefully we can get that extra £4.45 to get us to 560. Come on, brain. Right, that's it. Thank you so much for joining. That's awesome. I'm just so pleased to see so many of you. We've been streaming for 1 hour and 50 minutes, which is not bad. We've got some Destiny in. What level do we end up at here? 1552. Now that's not bad. If we go and have a look at my gameplay, change character, we go and have a look at the other characters, we can see I've got a feeling that the Titan that started today in third place has now overtaken the Hunter. No, Hunter's at 1559. Look at that awesome banner. There we go. We've got a little bit more to go yet, Titan, but you've certainly stripped out the old Warlock with his weird head and the Titan. So there they are. The Hunter, who is a female, the Titan, who I assume is a male, and the Warlock, which I think is also a male. But there you go. Awesome stuff. Jeff, thank you, my friend, and thanks for popping in as well. Really appreciate your time. Thank you, everybody, for coming in and supporting me, and most importantly, the charity as well. It's been absolutely awesome. I very rarely use OBS, so I'm just trying to get my mouse. There we go, and I can come over here and stop the stream. Thank you for popping in. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. And I will see you over on Stadia Pro Gaming's channel in 1 hour and 8 minutes. Have a great Sunday.